I'm Ron Patterson with Utah State University Extension in Carbon County. I've been growing vegetables in high tunnels since 2006, and over the time I have learned some things, and I still have a lot to learn. But one of the things I have developed is a high tunnel design that will stand up to our winds and give us a little bit better space utility. Here in southeastern Utah, we have a lot of high winds. They start in March and they end in June sometime, and so it's been my experience that you need to have something that's fairly sturdy, but I kind of avoid those commercial high tunnels to a certain extent. I want to have a do-it-yourself type high tunnel. So this is a do-it-yourself high tunnel that I designed, and so over this winter I'm going to put up another one that looks just like this one. I'll put up a second high tunnel and I will video segments of that. So we'll start off with the walls and the T-posts and things like that. But anyway, this is what I'm doing here. And so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you find that it's very useful. The things you'll need to set up your side walls is, well, of course you'll need some T-posts and a post pounder. So what you'll need for your side walls is T-posts, of course, and they're going to be placed 3 feet apart. So the way you determine how many you need is you divide the length of your high tunnel, however long it's going to be, and divide that by 3, and in my case they're 93 feet long, so that's 93 divided by 3 is 31. I've got 2 sides, so that's 62, and then I need a 0 point on each end, so that's actually 64 T-posts for the sides. Now I'll need 4 more T-posts, 2 on each end wall to support the end wall. So the way I just figure it out is you've got 93 divided by 3 is 31, times 2 is 62, plus 6, so the 2 end on the end of the side wall, and then 4 for the end walls. So 62 plus 6, I needed 68 T-posts for my high tunnels. Now if yours are going to be shorter, then you don't need as many T-posts, but you're placing them 3 feet apart so that you've got a rib every 3 feet. So you've got your T-posts, you've got your post pounder. You'll need to have a couple of measuring tapes. One of them needs to be at least as long as your high tunnel is going to be, so that you can measure every 3 feet and put your T-posts in. Another one for helping me get things set up. And then if you're going to be checking your T-posts to see if you need to grind them or whatever, a piece of PVC is always kind of handy to have around at some time. And then something to mark a straight line on your T-posts. Now the way I've got these set up, I've already got one side already set up all along there. I've got it straight set. And then I need to measure my width, which is 17.5 feet wide, and go down to the other end down there, and I set my other T-post. Now to set up your high tunnel, I use a 6-foot steel T-posts. 5.5 foot works. You start getting beyond 6.5 foot, that it might be a little bit too tall for your plastic, but 6 foot works really well. And you want to set this up so it's pretty square. It doesn't have to be exactly square, but pretty square. So I set my post here. I've decided where I want it here, and then I've run a straight line down to the T-post on that end, and I set that one at the distance that I need it. So it's 93 feet apart there. Now to set the other T-post, the other corners, if you've got some way to measure it, that's fine, or you can do the math, the Pythagorean theorem, or however you want to do that. But basically, to square it up, if you measure diagonals, so if you measure from this T-post to that one, and then this corner to that corner over there, you measure those diagonals, and when those diagonals equal, you're building square. The square is going to get. But you can get it pretty close. Mine's within a couple of inches on the diagonal, so it's really quite close. Close enough for what we're doing here. So that's kind of how you get it set up. Run your line on the wall, and then determine where your opposing corner is going to be. One thing you want to pay attention to when you're purchasing your T-post is the actual size of the T-post. I've got 2 different T-posts here, and one of them, your 1.5 PVC slips over very easily. The other one does not. So you'll want to maybe even take a piece of 1.5 PVC with you to check and see. If the PVC doesn't fit over there, you can always take a grinder and you can grind off usually right here on the back side of it, the back rib and the front knobs in the front, to get that to fit your 1.5 PVC. But if you've got some of these a little bit lighter duty T-posts, they're a lot easier to slip your PVC over. If you're concerned about how plumb your T-post is going to be, you can get a level and check that. That's actually pretty good. Doesn't have to be really plumb, but you might want to check if you're not real comfortable about your ability to drive T-posts straight. So that's a way to check and make sure. They check each one of them, and then we set our straight lines. To set up my straight lines, I'll have one up high and another one down low. These will be coming off the smooth side. I'll have them come off the smooth side of the T-posts, and then when I line up my other T-posts, I'll rub them up against this back side here, smooth side, to the lines. That way the knobs don't get knocking them around. For this top line, just so that I don't make sure my post pounder doesn't hit that line, I'll put my post pounder on there and set it down an inch or so below that. That way as I go through and pound these down, I won't be hitting the line with my post pounder. Now that I have my building squared up and I've got my straight lines in here and I've got my measuring tape, I can just come in, set the smooth side of the T-post against the lines at 3 feet. So we'll finish this up and we'll have our sidewall set. So when we get these set, we'll just be that much closer to having some fun in our garden.